Hello and welcome to my channel, and welcome to the southwest of England, where I'm making a short video for you from the comfort of my home, because as you can probably tell from my voice, I've been suffering with a bout of flu over the last week or so, and it's probably not a good idea for me to go outside trying to make videos whilst out hiking. So what am I going to talk to you about today? Well, I'm just going to try and make this less than 10 minutes, which is quite tough for me because I do tend to talk quite a lot. But I thought I'd give you a few updates on what I've been up to recently. So first is about the Christmas tree, as I say. The other is going to watch a Christmas movie, which might not sound interesting, but it was quite sweet and quite a pleasant experience going to watch an old movie in a theatre. So I'll tell you about that in a moment. And I'll give you an update on my health because that was something I mentioned in the last video, and probably finish off there, I think. So not so many things to update you on, but yeah, let's see how this goes. Okay, so first up, the Christmas tree. And why do I want to tell you about this? Well, for those of you that have seen my videos before, you'll know that we moved back to the UK in October, I think it was, after 15, 16 years living abroad. And this was a brand new chapter in our life. I've given up work, and as part of this new chapter, we also gave up our car. So this was a huge thing for us. We've spent the last 15 years driving all over Europe, exploring the continent that was pretty much on our doorstep because we lived in Central Europe. Um, and I wish I could say it was because of our concerns for the environment and for climate change and so on. That's perhaps 10% of it, but the real reason was financial, I think, and practical. So financial, we decided that buying a car and insuring it and all the costs of running it was an awful lot to spend at our stage in life, given that I've just stopped working. And additionally, our new home, or at least our new home for the next few months, is in a town centre where we don't have a drive, we don't have a garage, and where we have everything right on our doorstep. So all the shops, the bus stop, the railway station, and so on. So for many different reasons, we decided to give up our car, and I would say that we don't regret that decision. Find it quite enjoyable. I mean, if you're going to begin a new chapter in your life, then you want it to be different to the previous chapter, and this is one of those big changes that we've made, and I feel quite proud of that. But on days like today, when you want to get a Christmas tree, then it's a little bit more challenging because none of the shops in the town centre seem to sell Christmas trees. So we had to go out of town, quite a long way out of town actually, to a garden centre where we managed to find this beautiful little tree. So here's a clip now of us going on the bus, and I have to say we got some strange looks, and we even got to some conversations with other passengers about us stood in a bus carrying a Christmas tree. But that's part of the beauty of public transport, I think. It's also a little bit of a community space for us to get into these kind of conversations with people. Anyway, here's a little clip. Okay, so as you can see, we had some fun there, but I hope you appreciate the finished product. It was worth the effort, I think, and we really enjoyed our little day out. Okay, so following on from that and sticking with the Christmas theme, I went to watch a movie uh, last week at I think it was called the Shaftesbury Theatre in Dawlish, which is just down the road from here. My wife and I were both due to go together, but my wife was ill, so I went on my own. It was a delightful experience, I have to say. So, first of all, the town is beautifully decorated, lots of Christmas lights everywhere. And I walked through a park where there's quite a noisy, lively little river flowing over little waterfalls, and there's lots of wildlife, and in particular, that it's a town that's well known for having black swans, and I saw these black swans there as well. But anyway, I went into the theatre to watch the film. The film was White Christmas, starring Bing Crosby. Um, First thing was I thought it was a black and white movie, but it was actually colour. Now, I can only imagine that the reason I thought it was black and white was when I last saw it was on our TV at home when I was a child, and we indeed had a black and white TV back then. So I guess that's why I thought it wasn't in colour. Um, but yeah, a fantastic movie. So first of all, it was another one of these sort of community events. We were given a mince pie and a cup of tea to start with, and there were lots of pensioners there, and we all went into the theatre. And before the film began, they had a little raffle with some prizes. I was dreading that I might win because I felt a bit like I was gate crashing their party because they all seemed to know each other and were having lots of conversations, and there was a lot of sort of banter and camaraderie. You know, people shouting across to others at on the other side of the theatre. So lovely atmosphere. They were even misbehaving a little bit. It was like being with a bunch of school kids in some ways. I found it quite amusing when the lady next to me got a raffle ticket and put it down the back of the dress of the lady sat in front of us. But anyway, thankfully the lady in front saw the funny side of it, and we carried on. There was a booby prize, which was because most of the prizes were things like chocolates and alcoholic drinks and so on. But the booby prize was a bottle of washing up liquid, which drew a lot of laughter from the audience. And then we got on with the movie, and it was fantastic, the movie, actually. I mean, sometimes when you see films that are that old, and I don't know exactly how old it is, but I guess it was made in the 1950s, perhaps. Um, you normally find that the language is outdated and the attitudes are outdated, and it can even be a little bit offensive. But there was none of that. It was all in good spirits. Um, there were two leading male roles and two leading female roles, so the women were well represented, which was nice. And I also, because I watch Strictly Come Dancing on the BBC on Saturday nights, something my wife has got me into, I've sort of become quite familiar with dancing, I guess, even though I don't dance myself. And I have to say, the dancing in this movie was quite spectacular. It really was something else. And I'm sure the judges on Strictly would have really appreciated the performances that these actors and dancers put on. So, yeah, wonderful afternoon out. Really appreciated it. The next film they're going to show is in February, so I might go along to that. But it was a great way to get into the Christmas spirit, and yeah, highly recommend that film if you get a chance to watch it. Okay, so the last thing I said I would talk about was my health and give you an update on this. So thanks to all of you who showed an interest and wished me luck, because I said last time I was going for an MRI scan of my prostate. I went along to Paynton Hospital to see a consultant urologist to get the results. Um, there's good news, but also some concerning news, I guess. So the good news is if there is something like cancer, it hasn't spread. It is whatever it is, it's confined to my prostate. So I was very relieved about that and very pleased. Um, the slightly concerning thing is that there is something suspicious in my prostate. So now I have to go for a biopsy. So they take a sample of the tissue from the prostate and then they send it away to a lab for testing. So hopefully they're going to try and do it before Christmas, but they weren't completely sure they would be able to. So we'll wait and see on that one. So I feel quite okay about all that. I'm quite relieved. My big fear was that it would be something that would have spread, and I'm very grateful and very pleased that that's not the case. Touch wood. Um, so now I've just got to take the next step. But I feel like I'm in good hands. The consultant I spoke to was he clearly had a lot of expertise. He said if it does turn out to be cancer, there's a number of different options available to me in terms of how I deal with that. So we can have a conversation about that. But it might not be cancer. So we'll wait and see. So I'm going to try now and just focus on enjoying my Christmas break. My one daughter flies in from Berlin next Wednesday, so I can't wait to see her. And then my other daughter joins me from somewhere else in England a couple of days later. So we're going to have a nice family Christmas here, which I'm really excited about. And yeah, I think that's probably it. Um, uh, one thing I have noticed over the last week or so, because I've primarily had to stay indoors, was I have been missing Germany quite a lot. It's funny how Christmas triggers memories of previous Christmases, and Christmas is a big thing in Germany, as you can imagine, with the Christmas markets and all the decorations and so on. And this will be one of our first Christmases for a long time where we're not in an Airbnb. We have our own place, albeit one that we just rent at the moment, but we have our own place. And it's quite unusual for us to be in England for Christmas. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to watching some good British TV like Gavin and Stacey. Yeah, so all in all, quite happy, feeling quite positive, and yeah, ready for whatever the next few weeks brings. So yeah, if you celebrate Christmas, then I hope you have a wonderful time over the next couple of weeks. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, I still hope you have a wonderful couple of weeks. Not sure when I'll make my next video, but maybe between Christmas and New Year, we'll see. So anyway, thanks very much for joining. Thanks to all of you who subscribed and liked and commented on my videos the last time. Really appreciated it. Take care of yourselves and talk to you again soon. Thank you then. Bye.